So a few days ago, someone emailed me and asked me, how do I know that the FIFA World Cup is going to be a bust? Now, whoever emailed me, I didn't reply to them, but I could tell that they were a hardcore football fan. And I guess whatever I said in my videos, as well as them reading your comments, it must have hurt their feelings. Because the tone of the email was very, how do I say it, demanding. It was like, please cite your sources, show proof of all of this, and try to provide more than one source. Like, what the hell am I, ChatGPT? At first I ignored it, but when I got that second email, I was like, you know what? All right, let's do this. Let's talk about why the FIFA World Cup this year is probably going to be a little bit underwhelming. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the high ticket prices, the actual gouging from FIFA themselves, as well as feedback from Europe, and the underwhelming amount of advanced booking to the United States when it comes to flights and hotels. Some might say, don't mix politics and sports together, GTL. And my answer to that is this picture right here. And I'm just going to go out and say it. I actually do hope the FIFA World Cup fails. Because any organization that sucks up to this orange idiot and gives him a fake peace prize after what's going on in the Middle East, you deserve to fail. FIFA could have stayed out of it, but unfortunately they didn't. So I do hope they go down with the ship. And that ship is the Republican Party. So these videos I'm going to show you, they are just clues, but I think we're not stupid when it comes to the potential of what the World Cup is going to turn into. So let's get to the first video out of Europe. And me hearing these Europeans say this means a lot more than anything a US citizen would say.
What's the biggest problem about the 2026 World Cup?
That it's being hosted in America, being in the United States.
That it's in America. Oh, because it's in America.
That we gave Donald Trump a peace medal, and for what exactly is my question?
Precisely. I mean, I think everybody's wondering, what the hell did he actually get it for? What was the point of it? The prize is called the FIFA Peace Prize. I mean, the word peace is in it. But this doesn't sound too peaceful right now, where he's threatening to take out Iran in one night. But in order to take out a country in one night, it's got to be a pretty big explosion. And I hope it doesn't go that route.
I don't particularly agree with all the sort of persecution of these illegal immigrants.
Football is a global sport, so having countries that are restricting access when people just want to come and watch their countries play is disappointing.
Would you feel safe going over there?
No, I'm not interested in traveling to the States in general, being a black person. You know what I mean?
Like, even if I'm white, I still wouldn't want to go. Just with all the immigration issues, I don't think it's safe for anyone to go.
Yeah, that's true. Even if your skin is white, it doesn't make you immune. But as a Canadian, hearing the feedback from the international community, in a weird way, it does make me feel better. Solidarity against a fascist country. But it does make me feel better that the rest of the world is on the side of Canada. And they're also taking their own precautions as well when it comes to the United States.
Who's trying to get deported just to go and celebrate your team?
Would you feel guilty at all watching the World Cup this year?
Guilty? No.
I support Saka, innit? So I have to watch him.
I think so, because I also boycotted the Qatar World Cup.
If we were to watch any of the matches, it would be the ones that are in Canada or Mexico, I feel.
I'm still gonna, like, if it's on the TV, I'm gonna watch it. I'm not gonna protest by closing my eyes and be like, oh no, I don't wanna see this. I don't think guilt is the word, even though I do not support what's happening in America. The World Cup is, I think it transcends that. Fans, supporters, coaches and sportsmen, if they stand for what's right, they can use that platform to continue to express that. We only have voices, we don't have the money or the power. Cheers.
I think we have to realize how important the feedback is from Europe. Because football is the most popular sport in the world, and we know the Europeans love their football. But as the days and weeks and months go by, and the more that we hear that travel in June and July from Europe is down from last year, and the more feedback we hear like this, tells me that there is no demand for it right now. Now my guess is that most of the games will be sold out, but they will most likely be domestic buyers, or corporations that are just buying up the tickets. Because one thing that we know right now is that ticket prices are not cheap, and there seems to be a whole flood of videos out right now where people are trying to buy tickets, and they're either getting locked out, or they're getting some pretty shitty seats. Let's take a look at this guy's attempt to try to get some tickets.
$500 for nosebleeds in the group stage at the World Cup and $1,000 for 2 nights in a hotel in New York. We've completely lost the plot. Everyone keeps asking me, hey, bro, are you going to go to the World Cup? How are you going to get tickets? I'm not dropping a band to go to one game. I went to the World Cup in Qatar. I spent $1,000 on 9 games.
Just think about that. 9 games cost him $1,000 at the Qatar World Cup. Now, what does $1,000 get you right now? The video I'm going to show after this one has a better breakdown on what it actually costs. But let's just finish this one off first.
7 group games, 2 round of 16 matches for the price of 1 game at this World Cup. I'm not doing that. The most expensive ticket I bought at the last World Cup was $250, and that was resale price. The cheapest retail price is $200 now. Brother, I had a plan. I was going to go to all the Brazil games. I was going to go to the round of 16, just like I did last time. This is going to be my third World Cup that I go to. I'm going to have to skip out. 2030, I'll see y'all there.
Good luck to the average fan that just wants to go watch a game. Now think about it this way. If you're flying from overseas, from say Europe or like South America or something, to see your team, you book your flight, which is going to be overpriced now because of the stupid fuel costs. You book your hotel because they're jacking them up. You get your visas, and you get to CBP. What happens if you get stopped by CBP or you get detained? Or they deny your entry? Do you think the hotels and flights and everything are going to get reimbursed? Good luck with that. That's not going to happen. So who the hell in their right mind would actually want to take that risk? Now, there's going to be some diehard fans that are going to take that risk, and, good for them. But I think a lot of people around the world are standing on principle right now. Now, I want to go into the next video, which has a breakdown of what the prices actually are, and, depending on what seat you get. But before I do that, I would like to thank... Wait, no, this is my photo. That's my bad. Sorry about that, everyone. Sometimes I actually create backgrounds or backdrops in groups, so I'll create like 2 or 3 of them, and then I'll have them ready to go. I wasn't really paying attention, so this is actually my photo. And I think I took this one last year at the end of summer, when a bunch of friends and I did a day trip up to Whistler. So yeah, I don't have anyone to thank on this photo. I just hope everybody enjoys it. Alright, let's get to the next video where this guy shows out the prices at the MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, just picking out which ticket I want for the World Cup final. There's some great value knocking around here. Obviously, I'm probably not going to push the boat out to the 50 grand ticket. I think that might be a little bit steep, but I'm looking at this. They're telling me 9 grand. That's amazing. That's amazing value. It's an absolute car crash. What FIFA have done with this World Cup, the ticketing, by the way, this is on like FIFA's own resale site. Original ticket purchase price, $446. By the way, this Colombia versus Portugal, right? Original purchase price, $446. Resale price, $22,316. And that's, by the way, before you add in the fees that they're taking, which is like 10%.
Who the hell is going to pay $22,000 for a stupid ticket? Now, I'm going to guess that these ticket prices are actually from fans who bought tickets and are trying to rescalp them. But it's on a FIFA platform, and it doesn't seem like they have a problem with it. And to be honest, I hope these scalpers actually get stuck with the tickets.
It's insanity. And like I said, you might be thinking this is some horrible, dirty, touting... No, this is FIFA. FIFA is charging up to $10,000 for World Cup final tickets with the first open sale. It's madness. And it all feels a little bit fake, inflated. This guy said, just screen recorded my experience, so feel free to scrub around. I find it very hard to believe mass amounts of people are paying $1,500 to $3,000 for nosebleeds, that's really high up, miles away from the pitch, in 60,000 seater stadiums for a game like Ecuador versus Curacao that is sold out. Like, do you believe that? Or is something like this the case? A reminder that FIFA is still holding on to tickets and are selling them on a rolling basis. This gives the appearance that games are close to being sold out or are sold out, which then justifies them selling them at those massively inflated prices, which is just like, just a disgusting way to operate.
Okay, maybe it's not scalpers. But whether it's scalpers or whether it's FIFA selling at these prices, it's a disgusting practice. But what I don't get is how do you go from like buying 9 tickets for $1,000 at the Qatar World Cup to now having to spend $10,000 or more on one ticket?
And it's also a house of cards. And I think that house of cards is going to collapse. Because it isn't just about the ticket prices, it's about the prices of everything. Flights, extortionate. Hotels, extortionate. And anecdotally, I've spoken to people in this country that have got tickets to games in America or in Canada that are basically saying, I'm not going to go unless the prices collapse. So everyone is waiting on prices of accommodation and flights to collapse so that they can go. And I think basically, as we get to the World Cup, you're just going to see things falling apart. Because there are hotels where the prices are through the roof, but there are dozens and dozens and dozens of empty rooms. It is a mess. And it's basically a gamble as to, you're gambling on people eventually stumping up for these tickets. And I just don't think they will.
I'm glad somebody else is saying this and not just me. Because sometimes I actually do doubt myself. I mean, personally, I see all the signs and I see all the clues that are happening. And by the time I compile the video, I'm thinking, okay, did I get this right or am I wrong? So I guess we have a couple more months to see if I'm actually right. But my gut is telling me I am. And we still have 2 months for this guy to do a lot more damage. I mean, hey, anything can happen in 2 months. Now this last video I want to show you, there are still people trying to get tickets, and this person's struggle. You can definitely feel her frustration.
6 hours later and still no tickets. I waited 6 hours in the FIFA World Cup ticket queue, and when it was finally my turn to select my tickets, there were none available for the matches that I wanted to go to. So after 3 random selection draws and 1 first come first serve ticket phase, I am still at no tickets, just 70 days out from the World Cup. So
Well, if you want to pay $10,000, I'm pretty sure you can go. Just saying.
this has definitely been the hardest World Cup to get tickets to, and not to mention the prices. They have been outrageous. I remember when, not for a World Cup specifically, but for international games here in Houston, you could pay $150 and sit at any of the 100 sections a few rows away from the pitch. So it's been crazy. Even getting tickets to Qatar wasn't this hard. I was able to get tickets in the first random selection draw, even though I didn't know who was going to play at the time. I bought the ticket.
Okay, I'm going to end it here because she kind of rambles on a little bit. But what I wanted to point out is that she was sitting in the queue for 6 hours. I mean, that's like a flight from here to Japan for me. But what's happening right now is the FIFA World Cup's most loyal fans are being locked out. And if you ask me, it comes down to greed. I mean, I still can't believe that that guy in the beginning, he could buy 9 different tickets for $1,000 at the last World Cup. So what the hell changed this time? I don't have the answers to that, but maybe somebody might, and please help to put it in the comments. But all I know is that any organization that is associating with this guy, or kissing his ass, is not one that I'm going to be supporting. So in a couple of months from now, if the FIFA World Cup starts to become a bust, and people are panicking, and hotels are panicking, and if you start to feel any sort of sympathy for the FIFA World Cup, just remember this picture right here. Or this one as well. Or let me show you one more too. Alright, that's all I got for today's video. If you're still watching up to this point, I really appreciate you helping to watch to the very end of the video. And for sticking around, here's a photo of the co-host. I don't know what she's doing. She might be meditating or something like that. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international perspective without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you're notified of my future videos. And if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that'll show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone. I'll catch you in the next one.